नमस्कार, वेलकम टू लेट्स टॉक। हम नागपुर में है, द विंटर कैपिटल ऑफ द स्टेट ऑफ महाराष्ट्र, द ऑरेंज सिटी ऑफ इंडिया, बट मोर प्रोमिनेंटली जीरो माइल, द प्लेस विच इज द सेंटर ऑफ द एंटायर कंट्री। जी हाँ, भारत का केंद्र है नागपुर में, और नागपुर में हम बात कर रहे हैं गौरव अग्रवाला से। He is director, SDPL, a leading real estate firm based out of Nagpur. He is also treasurer, Credai Nagpur Metro. Gaurav ji, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Gaurav ji, let me start off by asking you about Credai Nagpur Metro. What is the significance of the word metro? Does it mean कि ये जो क्रेडाई का विंग है, ये सिर्फ नागपुर सिटी के लिए है?
नहीं, क्रेडाई नागपुर मेट्रो is an organization which covers Credai Nagpur city, and we have a metropolitan region defined by the Nagpur Improvement Trust,
The NIT.
the NIT, which covers 20-25 kilometers radius of Nagpur city, which is why we renamed our organization to cover all these areas also, which now becomes Credai Nagpur Metro.
Okay.
It is basically Credai Nagpur and Credai Metro, which has been now merged into one as Credai Nagpur Metro. All our developers who are working within Credai, some of them have projects within the city limits, so they are Credai Nagpur, and some of them have projects within Credai Metro limits, so they are Credai Metro. Some of them have projects in both of these locations.
Absolutely.
So that's the reason why we needed to have an organization called Credai Nagpur Metro, which covers the entire Nagpur district per se. So that's how we got this Credai Nagpur Metro.
विच कवर्स द एंटायर डिस्ट्रिक्ट, यानी कि नागपुर शहर और इसके आसपास के एरिया को ही नहीं, क्रेडाई नागपुर मेट्रो जो है पूरे डिस्ट्रिक्ट को कवर करता है। ऑरेंज सिटी के नाम से ये शहर बहुत फेमस रहा है, तो ये पूछेंगे कि जब हम निकलते हैं नागपुर की सड़कों से, तो ऑरेंज का होलसेल मार्केट तो सिटी के बाहर चला जा चुका है, और सिटी में बड़े बड़े बोर्ड लगे हैं, क्लीन नागपुर, ग्रीन नागपुर। तो ऑरेंज सिटी से ग्रीन नागपुर, हाउ डज दिस चेंज कम अबाउट?
It is still an orange city. Orange farming was always in the peripherals of Nagpur city. It was never there in Nagpur city per se. Green city की बात हम जब करते हैं तो Nagpur has emerged as one of the top 3 cities in the country which are heavily, thickly green. जो trees नागपुर में हैं उसको हम maintain करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. We are planting new trees. The entire government is taking care of it. Last year क्रेडाई ने 1 लाख रुपए के trees लगाए नागपुर में. Developers are putting the trees in their complexes. So we are trying to make it a mix. It's an orange city which is a green city. So orange still remains the identity of the city, but we can still be a very good green city as we move ahead with the orange part also.
गौरव जी, आपसे मैं ये पूछना चाहूँगा कि आपने अभी जिक्र किया कि क्रेडाई ने पिछले साल कुछ ट्री प्लांटेशन में हिस्सा लिया था। ये भी देखा जाता है कि जहाँ जहाँ कॉम्प्लेक्सेस बनते हैं, ग्रीन कवर इज़ ऑलवेज मोर देन जहाँ पे स्टैंड अलोन बिल्डिंग्स होती है। एंड नागपुर रियल एस्टेट की ट्रेंड अगर देखते हैं तो द पेरिफेरल एरियाज ऑफ द सिटी वन सीज लॉट्स ऑफ मिनी टाउनशिप्स एंड सिटीज कमिंग अप। इज दिस पार्ट ऑफ द प्रोसेस ऑफ ग्रीनिंग द सिटी, एंड आर बिल्डर्स, especially Credai members, playing a major role in the greening of Nagpur?
I'll take this entire thing into 2 steps. One is what the association is doing at the association level.
Right.
Credai as an organization is directly involved with plantation of trees,
Okay.
which is what we did as an activity last year, wherein we bought trees worth 1 lakh and planted them in different parts of the city.
Right.
And we have taken the onus of maintaining these trees also for a certain period of time. It cannot be a lifelong activity because there are other things also to take care of.
Absolutely.
But we have taken care of this for the first year, and most of these trees then become the self-sufficient and self-sustaining trees. Now when it comes to the builders who are a part of Credai, there are 2 or 3 things which I would like to bring out here. एक है कि corporation हो या NIT हो, they have it compulsory in every building proportion to the construction which is happening कि आपको इतने झाड़ उस प्रोजेक्ट में लगाने हैं, only then it is deemed fit for occupation. This is a rule which has been there for years, and we as Credai members follow this with pride, and Credai as an organization also insists that we follow our code of conduct in the right spirit, which covers all these things. One of the things which is most important is follow the rules in the right spirit.
Absolutely.
Okay. The second part which you said is the peripheral developments having townships and mini cities coming up. This is how a city would grow.
True.
नागपुर शहर का जो कोर एरिया है 3 किलोमीटर 4 किलोमीटर रेडियस में, इसमें 10-15 हज़ार 20 हज़ार स्क्वायर फीट के प्लॉट्स हैं. इससे ऊपर प्लॉट साइज नहीं है. इसमें ग्राउंड स्पेस उतना ही है जितना उस प्लॉट में है.
True.
इवन इफ द डेवलपर इज विलिंग टू गिव मोर प्लांट्स, मोर पार्किंग, उसके पास स्कोप नहीं रहता. इट्स बिकम मोर ऑफ अ नेचर. इवन इफ यू लुक एट द फ्लैट ऑक्यूपेंट्स, दे हैव 4-5 पॉट्स जिसमें वो अपनी खुद की ग्रीनरी मेंटेन करते हैं. तो आप बालकनी में भी देखोगे तो 4-5 झाड़ दिखेंगे. तो इट जस्ट गिव्स यू दैट फील गुड फैक्टर.
एंड मेक श्योर दैट द सिटी बिकम्स ग्रीन. नागपुर की बात कर ली, अब बात करते हैं कंपनी के बारे में. लेट्स टॉक समथिंग अबाउट SDPL. कैन यू टेल अस समथिंग मोर अबाउट इट?
SDPL is a construction company. Its full form is Sandeep Dwellers Private Limited. This company was started 25 years ago by my grandfather, late Shri Subhash Agrwala ji. He started off the construction division in 1987.
Okay.
Now, we were doing one project at a time due to lack of manpower, lack of family support. In 1990s, my father and my uncle, Mr. Ashok Agrwala and Anil Agrwala, they gave a push to the company. I came into business in 2003. We maintained one project at a time strategy till 2006-07. Then we sought that Nagpur has a huge potential in terms of residential development, especially when we talk about outskirts and emerging localities of Nagpur. So we shifted our focus from the luxury segment to a budget segment.
Okay.
In 2004, we were doing a project which sold at 30 lakhs at that time. In 2006, we were doing a project which sold at 8 lakhs at that time.
Okay.
So we changed our entire focus that residential construction and flats and homes are not only for the elite, they are for the budget segment as well. And since then, we have been working more on the budget segment. Affordable segment is what we people call them now, right now. And we've been maintaining 2, 3, 4 projects to compensate whatever loss we would have not working for the elite.
Okay.
So 2006-07, we moved into this mini township concept. We did a project which was 150 flats, which was the turning point of our company. Then we had a launch in terms of number of projects. Today we are luckily doing 5 different locations in 5 different projects in the city. All put together, we have about 250 to 300 units in work in progress right now.
You mentioned about things falling in place. You mentioned about the right sort of people coming together, the right sort of working structure, and then the right sort of projects. How much of this was possible because of the right person being at the right place, namely you? Is a question I will ask you, but after a short break. आप कहीं जाइएगा नहीं. Welcome back. We are in Nagpur and in conversation with Gaurav Agrwala. Gaurav ji, the right thing happens when the right people come together for the right project, work in the right way, but that takes the right person to put all of that together. Where your company is concerned, wasn't that your becoming a part of?
No, I would not put it this way. It's basically we got a ready-made platform. We were very lucky. When I say we, it was me and my younger brother. Both of us were very lucky that my grandfather, my father and my uncle all have put this thing ready in place for us.
Okay.
We were given a base, we were given a foundation, so we could build our life very easily on this foundation. Creating a foundation is the main thing. Once you have your foundation which is in place, creating the building is very easy. I'm talking about this in the real estate language, but if you put it in another way, आज हमको ये चिंता नहीं थी कि यार हमारे को डे टू डे लिविंग के लिए क्या करना है. वी वर सिक्योर्ड ऑन दैट फ्रंट. वी कुड टेक कैलकुलेटेड रिस्क्स, वी कुड टेक गैम्बल्स विच वर certain calculations with certain calculations in place.
Welcome back. We are in Nagpur and in conversation with Gaurav Agrwala. Gaurav ji, the question which comes up is regulatory act hona is very much like MOFA, which has been there for so many years.
Right.
Why do you feel that this regulatory act is really going to make any difference?
There are 3 or 4 significant things which is different between MOFA and a regulatory act which is proposed. One is this occupation certificate condition which has been laid down.
The 10% which you can't sell because of that.
Yeah, you have to earmark the 10% number of flats on day 1.
Okay.
Which flats will be blocked till you do not get an occupation certificate. Effectively, these flats are mortgaged with the government.
Right.
The idea behind this by the government is that in case the builder doesn't perform the way that he should, these mortgage flats will be sold by the government and the government will appoint an agency to complete the works of the building the way it should be. Okay, so this is more of a safety which is being created by the government. The second thing which we see, which is a difference between MOFA and a regulatory act, is the punishment. In case you are found guilty of not adhering to what you should, then you are liable to monetary punishment as well as imprisonment.
Right.
Which is where you slightly start getting feared about imprisonment. If you follow the rules, MOFA was good and the regulator will be good. So it's something which is as simple as that. But the rules have to be enforced by the government. Equal playing field has to be created by the government. A person who is following the rules and a person who is not following the rules, in the short term, the person who is not following the rules is standing to gain more. The person who is following the rules is basically suffering because of not getting the same profitability. If I don't follow 5 rules, I save 1 crore rupees in a project. My competitor is not following that. He can sell it at a cheaper price than what I can sell it.
Absolutely.
Okay. So we need to have equal playing ground. People who are not following should be prohibited from construction. Next projects, they should be prohibited from selling the last 10% flats, which is what they have proposed. So this will be actually good for the entire buying community. They will know more clearly. They have appointed a regulator where the entire website will contain the details of the project. The builder cannot sell the flats without he obtains the sanction for the project. These are things which are important for the common man. Things should improve with this act coming in, especially for the organized people and the people who are doing things by the book.
Let's talk about CREDAI. As treasurer, you are among the office bearers and you do look after most of the activities that CREDAI does in terms of continuing education and knowledge sharing.
Right.
Could you say something about that?
See, we as an association of a part of CREDAI, we are laid down by certain rules and regulations of the entire national body. So we work within those ambit. We don't go outside that. But we do activities like creating property exhibitions twice a year. We also undertake some grievances. We have a grievance cell in Nagpur, which is a 3-4 body member body. Instead of going to the court, the first option is come to the CREDAI grievance cell. If there is a complaint between the CREDAI member, which is a builder, and a consumer, we try and resolve it there. Most of these issues are ego issues which we realize when it comes to grievances. बिल्डर ने ऐसा नहीं किया, कस्टमर ने ऐसा नहीं किया, इसको लेके इशू है, छोटा सा इशू बहुत बड़ा इशू बन जाता है बहुत बार. So we try and resolve that at that moment itself. Corporate social responsibility aspect like plantation of trees, some medical camps. Last couple of months back, CREDAI Nagpur took up this labor welfare camps in some on the sites for some builders. So these are things which we keep doing on a regular basis. We hold training programs for our builders, wherein we tell them what are the rules and regulations, how it is to be followed. Out of 250 members, probably 25 are the organized people who know this over a period of years. The 225 people need the support, which is why they have joined CREDAI. Being a part of the association, you get all these latest amendments in terms of rules, regulation, the taxes. So we try and hold conferences, we try and hold seminars. We had a service tax seminar last year when the authorities came in and explained the entire service tax to the builders. Similarly, we had some income tax seminars, VAT seminars. So this is something which we keep doing through Credai here in Nagpur. And if a builder is aware of his duties, it is easier for him to discharge them and the problems with the customers would reduce.
How would you advise someone who's looking for a house to go about it in the right way?
3-4 small things, because it's a very big thing, it can take 1 hour. I'll just put it in 3-4 small things. Identify 3-4 options which you have. Go to a bank. Take the bank into cognizance as to which builder the bank is ready to finance if he decides to take a home loan from them. Try and understand what you are getting in the value which you are paying. Don't only look at square feet rates. Look at the total value. Make it a point that you ask the builder 10 times, give me the total. X head, Y head, Z head. There are different heads with the builder's charges of customer.
All inclusive.
All inclusive. Negotiate on that all inclusive price. Okay. Don't get lured by the offers. One who is giving you a lot of offers will not give you the right product. Nothing comes for free in this world. Everything is charged. If you are giving a lot of offers to the customer, then either the product is not good or it will not be delivered the way it is being promised. So go to the bank, look at what is being charged to you in completeness, and then go into a deal with a flat or a seller, whether it is a builder or whether it is any other flat. These are 2 or 3 things which are mandatory for a customer to do.
It has been a pleasure listening to you and having you share your thoughts with our viewers.
It is a pleasure here too.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
ये थे गौरव अग्रवाला, SDPL के डायरेक्टर, नागपुर क्रेडाई मेट्रो के ट्रेजरर, जिन्होंने आपको ये बताया घर खरीदने का सही तरीका, हाउ टू गो अबाउट द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट डिसीजन इन योर लाइफ इन द राइट वे। अगले एपिसोड में इसी तरह किसी और डेवलपर के साथ हम फिर मिलेंगे। तब तक के लिए थैंक यू एंड गुड बाय।